Hi guys, how are you doing? Great to see you back. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin ETF submitted by the CBOE yet again, because it is a topic that will definitely have a big impact on the whole cryptocurrency world, so you have to stay on top of things. Furthermore, some minor news, and if you enjoy the content, please make sure to leave it a thumbs up and comment down below with your Litecoin address, because among everybody who's commenting, I'm giving away a small amount of Litecoin. So good luck, and let's get started on today's video. As you can see, Bitcoin right now is at $7,500, and surprisingly, one of the commissioners said that she is in strong favor of the ETF. So what is happening? A few days ago, the ETF submitted by the Winklevoss twins has been rejected. Why? Well, according to this lady, because of manipulation of the market. But in that case, the SEC went overboard with their decision power. So they should only look at the market and not at the things that are happening behind the market. And when it came to all the other stuff that the ETF had to do, he was pretty much fine. There was no real reason to decline the ETF. So right now, many people are putting their hopes into the ETF that is being proposed by the CBOE, because of the fact that retail investors, small investors like private people, are not the ones who could get affected by this ETF, because you'll have to buy 25 Bitcoins in order to purchase that BTF that is being proposed by the CBOE. And a CBOE issued ETF would have a lot of upsides for retail investor, for institutional investors. So what did she say? I think we have an important role to play, telling the United States and the world that our capital markets are open to innovation, and that's what sort of drove my dissent last week, and what really drove me to come back to the agency as a commissioner. And as you know, this is what happened after the Winklevoss twins ETF was proposed. And you have to understand that most people who work at the SEC, first of all, work for decades in the traditional financial market, plus they have a huge responsibility. So if the ETF goes through and something bad happens to investors who have invested into cryptocurrency, guess who's going to get blamed? It's the SEC. So on one hand, I do understand the decision of the SEC to be very, very, very careful when it comes to the ETFs. On the other hand, as she said in this statement, those kind of decisions to not accept new ETFs is actually a stepping stone, a burden for innovation in the financial sector. So that's why, of course, we all hope that the ETF submitted by the CBOE will get accepted, and allegedly this will lead to a 500% increase in the Bitcoin price, according to Total Crypto, and they did a great summary of the whole situation. So the earliest date for a decision is this August 16th for the ETF that has been submitted by the CBOE. However, not really 100% aware of the law organs operating in the United States, but they somehow have like a time frame where they can postpone the decision, so they have up to 90 days to defer the decision. Now, what is so interesting about this ETF that however, this type of money is not the kind to open to Coinbase account and store their funds in a Bitcoin wallet like everyone else. Investors looking at investing millions, tens of millions, or even billions are the type of people who want assurance that their funds will be safe and the investment to be easy to make. In fact, many fund management firms are simply not allowed to directly own cryptocurrencies right now, and that's where ETFs come into play. So something that hasn't been mentioned often, and in this regard, gold is often being compared to Bitcoin because they have certain similarities. First of all, of course, it's scarce. So Bitcoin, once the last Bitcoin has been mined, that's it. And of course, gold that we have on planet Earth is also scarce. Plus, it's universally recognized. Value increased in time of economic crisis, and both operate outside of the banking system. Now, why is that comparison so important? Because once the gold ETF has been launched, the gold price increased by 478%, and now, of course, everybody who owns Bitcoin is hoping for the same effect on Bitcoin once the ETFs get launched. However, we are still not sure where the price of Bitcoin is going to be at the end of the year. As you can see, we have a whole lot of different opinions on this. 25K, 30K, 50K, all by very, very, very smart people. John McAfee, Nicholas Merton, Thomas Lee, of course, always talking about Bitcoin. And still, the market cap of Bitcoin compared to gold is very, very low. However, of course, Bitcoin has some great advantages over gold. It cannot be forged, it's more portable, it can be used to buy things. Gold cannot really be not. It's convenient and safe. There's no risk of government confiscation, and it's more viable. So to sum everything up, it could be approved on the 16th of January. The investment is at least 25 Bitcoins. Gold rose by 478% once the ETF was launched. Pre-ETF, like Bitcoin Gold futures, led to fall in price, so very interesting to see that similarity. Furthermore, the Bitcoin market moves 10 times faster than gold. Crypto experts predict 29 to 50K in 2018, so we'll see if they will be right. It's going to be very interesting. Furthermore, 56% of millionaires are interested in buying Bitcoin. ETF open Bitcoin markets to large investors, and that would be great. Indeed, the Bitcoin ETF thesis could well become a self-fulfilling prophecy with the levels of hype and optimism surrounding a Bitcoin ETF. Now, what does that mean? It means that once the ETF opens, it doesn't have to mean that all of a sudden, that it could happen that the price goes up, but maybe not because of institutional money entering the sector. Maybe that happens because, people think that it's good, that it's happening, so they invest, and a kind of chain reaction happens, and everybody puts their money on Bitcoin, and everything goes crazy, and then it's indeed a self-fulfilling prophecy. And what's definitely also very important for Bitcoin for mainstream adoption is it being accepted as a mainstream means of payment. So this has come a bit closer because Bakkt has made a cooperation with Starbucks, and you might be able to pay with Bitcoin at Starbucks very soon. Furthermore, code testing begins for the next Ethereum hard fork, which will be done before the DEFCON 1 Ethereum conference in October, so about 2 months time until this happens. And what will do, it will do a number of optimization, which rather notably will lower transaction fees, and that's always great. Furthermore, guys, SIM hijackers have stolen 5 million Bitcoin in first reported crime. So if you do have an authenticator, if you do it over SIM card, over your phone, be cautious about it. Maybe I personally don't use SIM because it can be hijacked. So please go ahead and use the Google Authenticator or another method of authorizing your codes, because people can get your password really easy. Just be careful with your password, and then they call the tech support and pretend to be you, or they call you and pretend to be tech support and get your password. So be very, very careful with that. And last news for today, Ripple is gonna have a conference scheduled for October 1st, and they invited former US President Bill Clinton to be a keynote speaker over there. I know that Bill Clinton takes a lot of money for holding a speech, so it's really always interesting to see what Ripple does. Like, Ripple is sometimes really going ham when it comes to marketing. So I hope that whoever wins this $2.5 in Litecoin will also go ham, because as you know, in every video I'm giving away small amount of Litecoin. Not to this prick, sorry Sergey, I'm giving it away to somebody who's actually commenting on my comments. And Damn, these spam comments are really annoying when I'm doing giveaways. ETF will be delayed by the SEC. We're going to 5K. Tether now, people. Thank you, Mal. Please go ahead and comment your Litecoin address, or simply send it to me somehow so I can send you $2.5 in Litecoin. And the winner here is Shahid Hamid. Marker, usually when we have a huge spike, we have decent correction to follow. Thank you so much for your comment, Habibi. And as a token of my gratitude, you're gonna get $2.5 in Litecoin. So thank you so much, dear friend, for this comment. And I think I did both videos. I did, right? Yeah, I did. So guys, if you enjoyed the content, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below with your Litecoin address, and subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss out on any video. Furthermore, hit the notification bell, and keep in mind that everything in this video is my personal opinion and not financial advice. Bye bye.